Let's pick up on the nationwide day of action that's led by Labour Federation COSATU and its affiliate, who are today set to hold pickets and marches over a number of socio-economic issues in the country. The nationwide day of action, that's the protest and how it is billed. It aims to highlight issues including poverty, inequality, load shedding and the high levels of crime in the country. The national office bearers will deliver memoranda of demands in various establishments, and these include private businesses, mining houses and municipal offices across the 9 provinces. COSATU Parliamentary Coordinator Matthew Parks saying that they are calling for government's urgent intervention. All right, let's get the latest now, and we'll speak to Refiloe Seboko, who is live for us in the capital, in the northwest, Mahikeng. Refiloe, good morning to you once again. Based on the turnout that you are seeing there this morning, does it look like this strike is going to be one that is impactful?
Well, let's find out from Kopanokunupi once again. You did indicate that a bit earlier we were a bit pressed for time because of the developing story there in Boksburg. But allow me to welcome Tate Kunupi once again. Tate Kunupi, thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Let's talk about this march today. What is it really all about?
The march today is about the deepening economic crisis of our country. We are seeing the rising in terms of the inequality, unemployment and poverty in the country. We are also seeing that the government institutions like the Reserve Bank continue to apply austerity measures in that they, instead of helping the economy to grow or the economy to recover, they continue to increase the interest rates, which we believe that it becomes a burden to the workers, because you must remember that workers are indebted, and if the repo rate goes high, it means the repayments in terms of the loans will also go high. We are also marching with regard to the issue of the attack to collective bargaining. We have seen the employers reneging from the signed agreement. We have seen many employers undermining the collective bargaining, which we believe it is a basic right enshrined in the Constitution and the Labour Relations Act. We are also marching against the rising crime and corruption and maladministration which we see in the government and any other sector. We saw here in the northwest that over the weekend in the news there was a 520 million which got lost due to maladministration and corruption in the country. Also, we are marching with regard to the issues of the non-implementation of the recommendations from the Zondo Commission. We are yet to see anybody being prosecuted or being jailed because of the recommendation from the Zondo commissions. Those are the things that we are marching. One of the things that we are marching for is the creation of decent jobs. We are seeing that our economy is just becoming informalized, and people are working non-decent jobs. They are working in unsafe conditions, and many other companies are retrenching workers and creating, adding a burden to the high rising unemployment.
I want to ask, looking at issue of the turnout, to say, would you say that the march, the northwest leg of the march, will be successful considering the turnout that we are seeing here in Mahikeng, but also the issue of fear from employees to say that there is those that will be participating in the march, will they be protected when we're looking at issues like no work, no pay?
In terms of protection, this is a march that we have applied in terms of the Section 77. We have filed a notice with LETLEG. We've got a certificate. Therefore, anybody who wants to participate in the march will be protected. Like I said, that the workers have been burdened economically, so there's nobody who wants to lose money in terms of no work, no pay. Maybe that is one of the challenges that we are not seeing many workers coming in, and we believe that the workers are highly indebted, and any money that they can be able to save, they would be really willing to save in terms of that. But we are getting reports that there are some workers who are still coming down here. There are a number of kumbis that have just passed work run. They will be arriving here in any minute, and we are anticipating to move at around 11. In Klerksdorp, we are told that at least there are more than 200 people who are already gathered there, and they might be ready to move. We are following up on what is happening in Rustenburg, but we are hoping that we are going to have a successful action in the province.
And in terms of, the issue of crime and corruption prevention in particular, and also unemployment. You were making reference of what's happening in the Northwest Province. What is the solution that going to be as COSATU? What do you think is the solution to these challenges that you are marching against today?
The first thing is that as a society and as workers in general, we must take action. Anybody who's got evidence of corruption, anybody who's got an evidence of crime, must report it to the authorities. The second thing is that the authorities must be decisive and act with impunity in terms of those who are implicated in corruption. There must be no favor in terms of those who are implicated or those who have been cited to be participating in actions of corruption. But the other thing is that we must try to create jobs so that people must not be incentivized by criminal activities. And we also call in the private sector not to be participating in this corruption, in that they're being used by being awarded malicious tenders at the expense of giving kickbacks to those who are in authority to award tenders. So if everybody in society can play his role or her role, we will be able to combat crime. The law enforcement will not be capacitated if those who've got evidence are not giving them evidence, and they must also act without favor or fear.
Thank you so much for your time, Kopano Kunupi. He is the Secretary General of COSATU in the Northwest Province, and will keep you updated on how the march is unfolding this side.
Thank you very much, Refiloe Seboko, live for us there in the Northwest Province. Ziniko Mhlaba is in Braamfontein. That's here in Johannesburg. Ziniko, good morning to you once again. Paint the situation for us. How is the strike action building up in this hour?
Well, the build-up probably is quite positive, if I may say so, because the numbers are increasing. More regions are descending here at COSATU House. Remember that this is a provincial strike, so all the regions of Gauteng will be gathering here, and they will be marching side to side to various points of submission, so they'll be handing over their memorandum of demand. So I've joined with me now with the second deputy president of COSATU. Dada, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Give us a sense of the work that has gone behind putting this together, especially at the presidential level or the highest leadership of COSATU. You are spread out across the country. I understand the president is in Port Elizabeth or in Gqeberha. Talk to us about how this whole culminated into the day that it is today.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners, to your viewers. Thanks for having us. I think maybe first and foremost it's very important maybe to give this context and saying that as a Central Executive Committee of COSATU, we have decided that among other issues that are confronting us, which are socio-economic issues that are confronting the country per se, we said that, look, we should not be seen always fighting behind closed doors, fighting on boardrooms and so on and so forth. We are a trade union movement. We should be seen on the street. We should be seen sending memorandums. We should be seen marching with the members side by side, because our members are saying that we want to be part. Leadership, we don't want you to fight in boardrooms. We don't want you to talk in issues of meetings and so on and so forth. We want to be with you. We want to even sacrifice a one-day salary to be part and parcel with you, to fight with you our issues. Because they do know that the issues that we are fighting is unemployment. They know the issues that we are fighting is this repo rate, which is 7.75%, of which at the cold face of the people that are suffering are workers and the poor. They know that the issues that we are fighting is the issue of corruption and the issue of crime. Corruption, it robs us. It robs the poor and the working class. The service delivery that should be meant for service delivery is not given to them. People are chowing the money. So they know the issues. Yes, they are saying that we are happy that we have applied for Section 77 for us to come and strike freely. We are willing to sacrifice the one-day pay for the future generation. For the issues that we are fighting, we are willing to sacrifice.
Catch up with you later on. So that's the situation here. Let me just give you the visuals of the region that has just arrived now. So these are some of the members who just arrived, coming from other regions of Gauteng province. Ekurhuleni is here, Tshwane is here, Sedibeng in the valley is here, but also the regions from the east and western, they are all here. So this is the situation, Oli. As I said to you, as we heard the Deputy President saying that they are willing to sacrifice a day's salary so that workers are able to come out and join this strike here. They'll be marching to the South African Human Rights Commission. They'll be marching to the Department of Health. We're also expecting them to march to the South African Reserve Bank. So that's the situation here. I'm also trying to maneuver around here so that you can see other colleagues, just to give you a broader sense of the numbers that here. So, only as you see, these are the visuals that are happening here. But let's get a sense of how things in KwaZulu-Natal are panning out. My colleague Nobuhle is in Durban. So let's cross over to here to get a sense of how the situation is in that side of the world.
Leg of the protest seems to be kicking off. It was supposed to start at around 10 a.m. I think we're past 10 a.m. But people have arrived. I'm not really sure about the turnout yet. I do have with me Edwin Mkhize, who is the COSATU Provincial Secretary, and maybe he can speak to us about the numbers and whether they feel that the turnout will have an impact with regards to this nationwide protest. Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. Do you think that the turnout is great? Are we expecting more people to come? And will this leg, the KwaZulu-Natal leg of this protest, be impactful?
In fact, I think we are very happy with the numbers that you already have now, understanding that we've got more buses, people that are still on the way, because our province is vast. So we're really very much happy about the turnout of workers who have come out ready to support this march today. We really appreciate it. It's still going to increase largely far more than this because people are still on the way. So we are optimistic and very happy.
Let's perhaps talk about the issues that particularly affect workers in the KwaZulu-Natal province.
I must say that this march today, our action today, is part of the nationwide action of COSATU. In which today we have declared this day as a day of the nationwide industrial strike. We are part of it because we are COSATU in KZN. We are part of the COSATU as a whole. And the issues that we are really raising, one is the question of the cost of living, which really is persistently increasing against what you call the labor share. What it comes to workers is comparatively very small than the increasing cost of living. So we are saying that as COSATU, that can be, because the very same workers are the ones that have to be able, that must be empowered to have a buying power so that they can be able to buy the goods, the produce that they are producing in the companies that they work for, so that the economy can continue working. So we are saying that it cannot be really a situation that we must accept as COSATU when the Reserve Bank continue to increase the repo rate. We have made an account as COSATU that over the last few years, the repo rate has increased about 350 basis points over the few years, including the 50 basis point that the Reserve Bank has decided to increase the repo rate. So it means that the interest rates are increasing. What does that mean then, in essence, is that workers are going to lose their houses. They are going to lose. They are going to be they're not going to be afford to pay their bonds. Workers are not going to afford to pay for their assets such as vehicles, and therefore the houses and their bonds, the vehicles are going to be repossessed because they are unable to pay. And therefore we are saying as COSATU, we therefore cannot keep quiet as COSATU when that situation really is facing workers. Also, we are saying, as we are marching today, the energy crisis, electricity bills, water bills, the tariffs keep on rising. Workers every month have to service their electricity bills and water bills. They end up with no money. So we are saying that more needs to be done to cushion workers. Workers must be allowed to be able to access their portion of their pension funds so that they can help them to mitigate the challenges that they are facing.
Thank you very much. That is Edwin Mkhize, who is the Provincial Secretary of COSATU in the province.